Okay, maybe we'll get this show started on another level. Better? Better. I don't think this one's working. Can you hear me? Yeah. Maybe it's like a Rise Wireless control. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out who's here. Okay. I know some of y'all. I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm talking about, Tony. I wrote some notes because I did want to cover a couple of things that were near and dear to my heart. I lived in Laredo for only 4 years, so I made sure to put them down on paper so that I can make sure that you folks knew all about that. But this is great. I mean, I love to see you all out here tonight. I've never seen so many smiling Mexican faces since they started handing out stimulus checks. Look at you all. This is crazy. You guys are crazy. This is nuts. I love comedy, and the reason I wanted to do this tonight is because I wanted to take my second attempt at getting in front of folks and trying to make them laugh. So if you think it's funny, laugh. If you don't think it's funny, laugh. Because that's just how this is going to work tonight. Anyway, I first moved to Laredo about 4 years ago with my wife, and it was real interesting because I didn't grow up around Hispanic people, Mexicans per se. I actually grew up in New England, just outside of Boston, and I was adopted from India, and I was raised by white parents. So I didn't have any background, and most of their friends were white, so I was kind of like, growing up, it was like, I just see white people. That's just all it was. It really was. So when I first came to Laredo, I was really excited. I was like, yeah, we're going to learn some Spanish, we're going to get down with the Mexican people, or we're going to eat some tacos, or whatever we're going to do. And I can remember it was June of 2005, and I remember driving down into Laredo and just touching my hand to the windshield. It was like, ow, because, you know, the first layer of my skin burnt off because it was like 112 degrees as I came down I-35. About a week later, I went to a bar with my family who lives here, and my wife, of course, and some of our friends. And I went up to the bartender and I ordered the first round of drinks, or approximately 6 or 7 drinks, I guess I was ordering at the time. Bartender happened to be a female, and she looked at me and she said, "Aye, are you going to drink all these drinks?" What? It's like a fire alarm went off. I didn't know. And then she said, "Or maybe you want to make it a go." Oh my Lord. Then I realized, folks, this was like a mating call. I mean, I started to look around. Everybody was doing it. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And I told my wife about that. I said, "Honey, you need to get down with this. This is like a mating call." And we were feeling each other on this one. I mean, it was exciting. But I will tell you this is not a sound that should come out of the voice of a female. This is not a sound. It's not a delicate flower sound. It's too tough. It's too tough. So maybe we gotta work on that one. That was my first introduction to some Laredo women at the time, I guess. A couple other things. The language. As I said, I grew up outside of Boston. I was raised in a white household, and we just spoke English. I know that comes as a surprise, but we spoke English. And I took Spanish in high school, but you know, that doesn't really work here because there's all this Tex-Mex and all these different words. Well, I remember I was out maybe about 2 weeks after being in Laredo, and I was listening to these guys. They're all chummy and hanging out and jiving, having a great old time. And all of a sudden I heard this word, pendejo. Pendejo. Everyone's cooling, they're jiving, it's like, "Hey, pendejo! Pendejo!" I'm a businessman, I own a store in town. So one day I was at the store and I was like, I don't speak any Spanish, but 50% of our customers do. Maybe I'll try some Spanish. This guy, and what may have been his girlfriend or his wife, walked into the store, and I said, "Pendejo!" And he gave me that look like, "Oh, shit." And I was like, "Oh, that's not good." "Is that your pendeja?" Not so good. Not so good. Not so good. That was the day I I'm telling you, it was crazy. A couple other words that I did learn. Chingaro! Another great word. Again, I don't know when the last time I used that word. I might have been talking to the mayor, I think, and I might have, it just sounds like a word that's like good and chummy with a big guy. You know, like, hey, chingaro, you're a big chingaro. It felt right. It just felt like it was from the heart. I felt good when I was saying it. But I don't think it came off. I don't know. Another word that was near and dear to my heart, and I get a lot, and of course now I know what it means, was mijo. I was in the store one day, and this older woman walks in, and well, I know she wasn't old, but she was older than I am, and she just kept saying, mijo, mijo, and she had money in her hand, and I was like, thinking in my head, I was like, you should have more self-respect. You're not a hoe. And she's just flashing the cash around, you know? I was like, you're not a hoe, mijo. No, you might be easy. You might like to get down like that, but you're not a hoe. So those were some of the words that I learned early on when I was here in Laredo, and have become near and dear to my heart. And I really I now can use them in my own vocabulary, although I try not to use the first two all that much. But sometimes you need to do that. A couple of the other things that I want to share with you all tonight. The way you guys greet each other is awesome. Cheek kisses. Okay, again, remember, I grew up in a white household. When we greet each other, it's like, how are you? Good to meet you. And if it's a woman, it's like kind of like that dead fish thing. But when you get an opportunity to just get up on a girl and just, you know, and sometimes they whisper stuff and you're like, I will get you, I will do things to you. It felt good. I mean, you feel more like a man when you can just kind of lean in there. And then it got me thinking, what if we greeted ourselves with each other like we were dogs? I mean, can you imagine what that would look like? It's kind of like you lean in. Chalupa's for dinner last night. I mean, just imagine, we all need a good genital sniff every once in a while. Am I right, folks? I mean, it happens. It's just a way to get to know each other.